Over-the-counter hearing aids have opened the door for people who need hearing help but can't shell out the thousands of dollars for prescription models. That includes me. Today, I'm comparing the Lexie B2 Plus hearing aids powered by Bose and the ELEHEAR Beyond. When the FDA opened the door to over-the-counter hearing aids, big names like Bose jumped in. Bose launched one of the first major over-the-counter hearing aids. Then they partnered with Lexie Hearing. That's where the Lexie B2 Plus comes in. The ELEHEAR Beyond, by contrast, comes from a smaller company, but sometimes the underdog brings more to the table. Let's see how these compare. Let's start with the most obvious difference: price. The Lexie B2 Plus lists for $999. The ELEHEAR Beyond's $399. So if we're going to justify paying over twice as much, the Bose Lexie hearing aids should be impressive. Both come with a charging and storage case, domes, cleaning tools, and wax filters. But the first thing I noticed is that both of these are larger than many prescription hearing aid models. The ELEHEAR Beyonds are bigger overall, but the trade-off, I think, is worth it. We'll talk about some of the differences. More on that soon. The Lexie gives you 2 full charges. ELEHEAR gives you 4. As someone who travels, that's a win for ELEHEAR. Even with the larger case, I don't want to worry about my hearing aids dying at the airport or in a hotel. Plus, I've never had a bad overnight charge with the ELEHEARs. And I can't say the same for the Lexies. Now, this is the 3rd day of me testing them, and that 2nd day, I found that it didn't even charge the right hearing aid fully. It was only charged to 11%. I'm sure that if I had had them seated just right and kept them flat on the counter, they would have charged just fine. But frankly, life can be messy. As you'll see this summer, if you subscribe and follow this channel, I'll be traveling and camping in some beautiful places and doing my photography. You're invited to come along. Things get jostled around in the trailer, and I don't like waking up to find that the hearing aids haven't charged fully. I think that the extra battery life is worth the larger case, and I give the Beyonds 1 check mark here for the charging case. Now feel free to make your own checklist as we go through this. If you don't agree with my judgment on a particular entry, that's fine. Make your own and come to a decision of what matters to you. Bluetooth is where things really start to fall apart for the Lexies. The pairing process involves removing the hearing aids. There are 2 buttons on the top of the Lexies. You have to remove them from the charging case, put them in, hold down the rear button for 3 seconds or so until you get the notification that they've turned on. Then go to the app Connect, which directs you to the Bluetooth settings in the phone. And when you have to connect the 2 hearing aids separately, repeat as necessary. I really mean repeat. This morning, for example, I had to repeat these steps 3 times before they connected to my iPhone Bluetooth so I could go into the app. It can be very frustrating. Pairing the ELEHEAR Beyonds is very easy. Basically, as soon as you open the case on them, the Bluetooth will connect to your phone. Once paired, they reconnect automatically. Streaming works great. I take calls, listen to podcasts, even watch videos. Lexie, not so much. They didn't even show up on my iPhone at first. I had to use a geeky Bluetooth Finder app just to get them to pair, and even then the connection dropped regularly. I would often find that when I received a phone call or wanted to make a call, the Lexie Bluetooth simply wasn't available. When you're receiving a call, you don't have time to go through the pairing process, so I'm stuck without Bluetooth on those. That's a major issue for me. Before I got the ELEHEAR Beyonds, I had to use an app that would give me subtitles for all my calls. I missed a lot of what the other person was saying until I did that. But with the Beyonds, the Bluetooth is just trustworthy and always gives me great sound quality. Calls won't always go through the Lexies since it's probably offline anyway. Tinny, crackly, often painful with the Lexies. I'd honestly rather read a transcript than deal with that. I would never expect a pair of over-the-counter hearing aids to have excellent sound across a whole frequency range that we listen to for music or other things. They aren't made for that. Like the Apple AirPods, for example. They're great for listening to music. Over-the-counter hearing aids are generally made to enhance voices. That's what you want to hear primarily, within the normal frequency range. For that reason, if I want to enjoy music or movie, I use my AirPods Pro 2s. I find that the ELEHEAR Beyonds cover the vocal range just fine. The Lexies seem to focus on the higher part of the vocal range, and using them for phone calls was not nearly as good. For streaming of other audio, the ELEHEAR Beyonds work fine. I've used them for listening to audiobook, podcasts frequently, sometimes music, but since they don't cover the whole frequency range, again, I'll go back to my AirPods. With the Lexies, while they claim to do Bluetooth streaming, it's hard to set it up because they don't automatically handle that. Typically, you have to go into the settings and select the Lexies as the sound output, and then go back to the app and play it. But the experience has been poor. It completely lacks in the lower frequencies, even within the vocal range, and the sound frequently cuts out. I suspect that that's why on their own website for the Lexies, they claim that the Bluetooth streaming is available, but it says, while it's possible, it's not optimal. They state it themselves. That's a big check for the Beyonds in my book. I'm tempted to mark down the Lexies, another one, for how bad the Bluetooth connection is. Lexie has a built-in hearing test, and I went through it. It set the treble a little bit too high. ELEHEAR has hearing tests within the app, but they actually prefer that you go to their website and do an online test. When you do that, the ELEHEAR Audiologist in New York will send you recommended settings. They even give you an audiology style chart, which feels more professional to me. With the Lexies, it didn't give a chart, it just changed the settings. As for sound, the Lexies are good, so are the ELEHEAR. Voices are clear, but I didn't get the same comfort in noisy places that I do with the ELEHEARs. I've worn the ELEHEAR Beyonds for months, and they still offer the best that I've found in noisy settings, which is saying a lot. So both do a good job in regular environments, but the Beyonds have the noise reduction and emphasis on voices due to their Voclear technology. Lexie's app is okay, has basic adjustments, a few modes, and a support tab. Now, I did like that you can order accessories directly from the app. That's a smart feature, but the ELEHEAR Beyond app is more comprehensive in the sound quality settings and the noise control. In addition, the Beyonds have a couple of features that aren't available in the Lexies, or even in many other over-the-counter hearing aids that I've seen. Tinnitus masking is a must for me. If you have tinnitus, you get the constant noise or ringing in your ears. The tinnitus masking feature in the Beyonds play a quiet white noise or gray noise, ocean sounds, rain, whatever's most pleasant for you. That I really like. Then there's the translation feature. These $399 hearing aids can translate conversations in real time. Try getting that from Lexie or any other hearing aid, frankly. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Lexie offers support through their app and phone, video calls, live chat, and so on. Seems like they make a real effort to provide support, and reviews that I've read on Amazon and other places seem somewhat mixed. Generally, people seem to like the support. ELEHEAR gives you a real audiologist consultation after purchase. I found that helpful, and the support has been prompt and friendly. And that's more than I can say for a lot of tech companies. I've used the ELEHEAR daily for 4 months, and they've held up. No weird malfunctions, no customer service horror stories. They work. Final thoughts. So if you're going the over-the-counter route to save money, spending $1,000 for the Lexies might defeat the purpose somewhat. Frankly, if you're going to spend $1,000, you may want to seriously look at some of the prescription models. But I'd recommend the Lexie B2 Plus only if you really want the Bose name and don't mind some Bluetooth frustrations. For me, the ELEHEAR Beyonds win hands down. Better battery, better Bluetooth, better features, and at less than half the price. No contest in my mind. So if you're about to drop $1,000, honestly, talk to a professional audiologist first. You might be able to get a prescription pair at that price instead. But if you want great hearing aids without blowing your budget, the ELEHEAR Beyonds are the one I trust in my ears every day.